Hello, my name is Adolfo, and this is Life of Adolfo. Today, I want to talk about CCA Academy, and two reasons I want to talk about CCA Academy is number one, what is it about, and number two, why I think it's important. So, first off, orientation was um, before the CCA Academy, and then afterwards, it was the CCA Academy. In orientation, you learn a broad aspect of policies of the USPS. CCA Academy shows you what a city carrier does, what kind of forms you're going to use, and what procedures you should do, and what procedures you should expect to be done. With that being said, I want to say that I did quit the post office. I quit it 2 days ago, but I wanted to make these videos so people could understand, not because of why I quit it, or maybe you could say why, but for you to know that what's right and what's wrong when you go to your station. Because if you go to your station and they're not following those procedures are sometimes there to protect you or to protect, of course, the supervisor or whoever it might be. So I'm going to try to cover the CC Academy on what I saw and why it's important. And of course, why it's important is the procedures that you need to follow to protect you. So, CC Academy. The on hands is the casing, which I did not case in my station. By the way, this is the second time I quit the post office as a CCA, so I could compare two stations as well. On my first station, everything was done by the book, including once you become a CCA and you go to your station, we case. So the on hands casing is good in my view, and it's a good learning procedure, something that we didn't do in my new station. At the same time, I have to also see their view that they want everything fast. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you don't case as long as you're getting your on hands training in one way or the other. But in CC Academy, the casing was on hands. You did drive the RLV for a quick loop so they could see that you're delivering, getting close, and you're delivering everything on one motion, and you're not missing the parcels that they give you and so on. That I believe it does help. The third one is doing a mini walking route and not missing the parcels. For me, those are key because those are things that slow down a CCA. Now, now that I mentioned that there's casing, the ROV, and the walking as on hands, the non hands also helps. The forms, what you need to expect, what you need to deliver, at what time you need to deliver, and so on. For example, they say international needs to be delivered by 3 p.m. Items of international express from the country need to be delivered by 6 p.m. They need to be given to you by the clerk because they are considered, I forgot what they're considered, the keyword that I'm looking for, accountable items. Just like the arrow key is an accountable item, and other things that might be accountable items, such as the arrow key I said, and expresses money that you need to get back. I know in my first station that was considered an accountable. They give you the letter or any item that needed to get money back. So those are the things that are key on CC Academy that are key for you to learn, because you're not going to learn this on the station, because once you go to the station, majority of the time is you're already doing on hands everything. Go check your vehicle for inspection and so on. That's on you. Do all the scanning points. They might help you a little bit, but most of it is on you. Filling out the form for the certified, a peach form, or the express if they're not there, that's on you because you're out there, unless you want to keep on texting your supervisor or someone that you know on the station that you got their phone number that they could help you. So, and I'll give you an example. When we went out there and we went to deliver it on one of the days that they made me and a new CCA go deliver together, I noticed that that person, when we went to scan and there was a signature required, they just wanted to leave. Me being a prior CCA, I kind of knew every procedure, so I say, look, we need to scan this. We need to say that someone wasn't there to accept the package, and then after that, there's going to be a peach form. I call it a peach form. I don't know the number, the name of the form, the actual number. And after that, you got to fill up the peach form, turn it around, scan it, and go deliver the peach form. Now, this is where the difference goes from the class to my station to my old station. Is that in my old station, we used to put it on the crack of the door, or on the crack of the door by the door, so they could see it when they come. I try to do the same thing on this station. On one occasion, the customer complained, and the supervisor told me it has to be in their mailbox. I do have walking routes, so I said, okay, it kind of makes sense because on walking routes, most of the time, the box is right there by the door. On my old station, it was all mounted, meaning you're driving. Sometimes the box might be by the road, or it might be in a cluster box. And what does that mean? I'm not gonna go. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go because it depends on the station. But if I'm gonna go knock at the door, me driving back to the cluster box is gonna be time consuming. So it all depends on the station. Now, for the station, in my view, the station could only enforce things to make it more by the rule than eliminating things from the rule. And what I'm trying to say is that, imagine, I could only compare it to the military. If the military enforces that you can only have beer for this much, or whatever the case might be, I'm not gonna say beer, but they say that you have to come in from a curfew at 8 p.m. And the ship comes in, a naval ship, and they have to follow that protocol. The ship cannot say, you know what, we'll move it to 9, because now they're showing lenience on the rule or the policy. But what they could do is they could reduce the hours to 7. And that's what I'm basically saying. In a station, they cannot say, you know what, instead of, you could leave it on the door and on the mailbox, or you could leave it on the car. Because now you're broadening where to leave it. They cannot do that, but they could enforce to leave it, to make it more lenient, as in leave it on the mailbox. Hopefully that's understandable. Like, they could make it more restricted, but they cannot make it less restricted. And the reason I'm saying that is because the reason I quit it, and I'm not going to say it's something about accountability, that I felt it was wrong, and at the same time, I felt like they were trying to leave a paper trail, so make me look bad. And that's why I said, you know what, I quit. But I'm not going to talk a lot about why I quit it. The moral of this video is the CCA Academy, and it's there to help you. If you listen to everything on CCA Academy and listen to the rules and everything, you will understand what's right and what's wrong when you go to your station. Because some stations are by the book, and some of them are trying to shave certain areas to make it quicker in the station. And like I said, I'm gonna make a video on that, but I'm gonna put it like this: the accountability in my station wasn't there. But that's not the thing that I was focused when I quit it. It's what was happening when I went to do something. So with that being said, hopefully this helps you on CCA Academy. Pay attention, learn everything, learn what's right, what's wrong. And when you're in your station and you're doing something and you feel it's wrong, understand it is wrong. Because you're not the only one that might know that is wrong. But the reason that people are not complaining is because it's making it faster. And people want fast over the accountability or the correct process. And that's all I got to say about CCA Academies. Just pay attention, learn the forms, learn when to use them, how to use them. Like I mentioned on the certified, person was just going to leave. I said, hold on, we cannot leave. We got to leave a note. It's a certified. Register manual, same thing, and so on. So hopefully you like my video. Thank you. One last thing about the CCA Academy is the union. It's up to you if you want to join it. Because I know not a lot of people have the money. When I went there, it was $26 per pay, which is like approximately $52 per month, which for some people it seemed a lot. After they left, someone approached and said, that's a lot of money for a union. Two of them approached. And do I agree? 52 does sound a lot. So it's up to you if you want to join. I did join, even though I was there only for a month, but it's your choice. They do help on certain things. I think they do have uniforms on their union location. Some of them, like in our place, they do have uniforms where you could get them. And that's like your starter kit, basically, as a CCA, because some CCAs don't want to be wearing their civilian. And in one way, it does make sense because when you're as a CCA, especially for me, I had a walking route. Our station was all walking, and we were working until 7 p.m. I feel like it's kind of dangerous to be out there with only a flashlight in civilian clothes, and you don't know how the owner of the house might approach someone coming in with a flashlight. They might think that you're an intruder. So in that way, it's kind of, I want to say, dangerous. And I'll give you an example. When I used to bury cable, we were not allowed to go bury cable before 7 or at night at dark, because I don't know if there's a policy of the sleep time of a city or whatever, or because it was dangerous. And that's one thing that, in one way, it's good to have a uniform. So in the union, in some areas, like I said, not all of them help you. But like I mentioned, it's $52 for, at the time that I went through, $26 per paycheck, which is you get paid every 2 weeks. So you're almost guaranteed to have 2 paychecks per month, which is $52. And for some people, that's a lot. And it's up to you if you think that's a lot or not. So that's the last thing I wanted to talk about CCA Academy. But like I mentioned, it does help. It's short. You got to take notes, key notes, like I said, forms, do the on hands, try to work on your speed. I'm going to talk about the speed on another video. My last 3 videos that I'm gonna talk about is why I quit it, the speed on your casing, not casing, but what could make you faster out there if you're doing walking routes. Because I noticed that when I was out there compared to other CCAs, I could tell my speed. I could tell that I'm faster for a couple of reasons. Even though I was trying to go slow because other city carriers were telling me to slow down because they're just gonna overuse me. Sure enough, that's what happened too. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next 1 or 2 videos that I'm gonna make. Thank you.